What is going on? What is going on? What's going on, guys? Can you hear me okay? Let me know. Mic check, mic check. Good morning, good morning. I see some familiar people from yesterday. What's up, James? Trap. Yeah, I see a bunch of familiar faces from yesterday. Thank you guys for coming back. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into it, right? Almost 9:30. Kind of started moving here. But there's some levels that I pointed out yesterday. Yeah, but the old intro had some copyrighted music, so maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe this is a placeholder. Who knows? But yeah, just taking it day by day. So I pointed out some levels yesterday that I want to show. So if we go back on the 4 hour, right, I talked about this true gap right here that we could trade into if we did trade above this equal high. Because at the time yesterday, right, we stopped the stream around 11:30, and then we go to like the 15-minute chart. You can see right around 11:30, right around lunch, it just started running higher, right? So it took out those equal highs that we were forming. So the draw was right, and even past that on the 4 hour, we talked about this actual true gap in price right here, right? And so that could be a draw past these highs, and I ended up just kind of generalizing, making it bigger. This volume imbalance is what really on the daily chart what I was interested in, and so you can see we've hit up into that on the daily chart, and now we're kind of reacting off of it. So on the 4 hour, it looks like this, right? We kind of hit it, and we're curving off of it now, and touching into these discount arrays, these fair value gaps and balances right here. So far so good, right? I didn't catch the move up. It was lunchtime. I was at the gym, but the draw we had in our minds was correct. So, and now it's kind of curling off right here. So that's what we're dealing with right now. It's 9:20. And I guess we're just going to wait for the open until we can kind of see what that looks like. Make the 4 hour a bit bigger here. And I want to sit on these higher time frames. And I'm watching, don't forget, I have another monitor with SMT and watching the 5 minute. Sometimes I'll toggle it on the 15-minute just to see what's up. But yeah, I got the dollar over here too. That kind of just quick note on the dollar on the weekly chart, right? We have these levels right here. Lowest body, right? And then the wick. And if we want to be even more creative, right, we can cut that wick in half. So 3 different levels right there we could trade to on the dollar. That's what those levels are. And I'm kind of just watching it, right? In theory, dollar should continue weakness, then we should see upside on the indices, right? But it's been all over the place. Hasn't really been that correlated all the time. So that's kind of why I have it up, just to see what it's doing. Give me some extra confidence behind setups. But anyways, right, we've hit these red lines are that volume imbalance on the daily. And you see we hit the top of that, and now it's broke down below these lows, these equal lows on the 1 hour. Even on the 15-minute, you can see you got this low right here, this 15-minute gap, these lows right here. We've tapped into, and so I'm still long bias, right, long term, until we kind of see something on a 4 hour or even a daily to change that. but that doesn't mean I can't be short-term bearish, right? If we cut this 4-hour imbalance in half, right around this little consolidation here, there's 50% of that imbalance. If we want to look at the 1 hour, right, there's an imbalance that we're digging into right here, so I can refine it a bit. The midline on. But it opens in about 5.5 minutes, so we'll just sit and wait until then. It's funny, some people ask like which model you're using. I kind of feel like the term model gets thrown around a lot loosely. Like my model isn't just like market structure shift, fair value gap, entry. Like it's my whole approach from like the moment I sit down at the charts, like my morning routine, what I look at, like all that encompasses like my daily routine or like how I approach the market, right? So like how I approach the market, I guess, is my model. It's not something as simple as, in my opinion, it's not something as simple as fair value gap, entry, you know? Like I'm looking at midnight open, I'm looking at 8:30 open, I'm looking at opening gaps. I'm doing my top-down analysis. Like all that encompasses like how I approach the market and how I trade. Feels like I got fat. I've been working out. Dude, I used to weigh 170 pounds last summer. I was really lean. And now I weigh like 190. I put on like 20 pounds. Mostly muscle over the past year and a half. What's going on, Emma? Doing good? Josh? A sleeper build? I guess. I'll do I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I'll do legs tomorrow. Well, let's check out the monthly chart. Like look at the monthly. Like look at these candles. And you might be thinking, well, we have equal lows right here. Yeah, but I mentioned yesterday, we go compare, right? The continuous contract to this month's current contract, right? We actually took out that low on the continuous and left it on this month's. So those discrepancies can kind of be annoying and psych you out, but if we're looking at ES on the left and NQ on the right, yeah, Breezy, it's been a minute. Oh yeah, and let me pull up the calendar real quick. Here we go. Yeah, no news today. And we do have FOMC minutes tomorrow at 2. So yeah, like I said, everything's kind of later in the week, and you do have that Jackson Hole Symposium. So, and that's kind of going Thursday through Saturday. But next week, not too much. Yeah, no news today. but it's not. At least it's not a Monday, right? Yeah, bro. Why you checking me out? Why you checking me out? You checking me out? No, I didn't take any trades yesterday. No, I don't really. I don't. To answer your question about the Jackson Hole stuff, I really don't have an opinion on that, whether it moves nice or not. But we can study it, right? I feel like that event really doesn't come around a lot. So I want to see on this 1 hour fair value gap if we stay in the upper portion of that, right? And we can't even get down to the lower quadrant. Sorry, not lower quadrant, lower half. That's good, right? I like that for bullish action because you do have these lows we swept. And if you keep in mind, right, this low on the 1 hour is also a turtle soup, if you think about it, right? If we do stay in this upper half that we're kind of showing right now, we go on a 15-minute and we disrespect this 15-minute gap right here, this SIBI. When we close above it, I like that for longs, right? And if you think about catching that daily candles, positioning yourself in that higher time frame wicks of the daily candle, you want to be buying below midnight open price, right? So if this is going to be an up close day, we're buying at a discount for the day in this daily candles wick. We can position ourselves in that and then ride the expansion. If it's going to continue higher, some more upside targets for today. I'd say this candle above this candle's body, right? And then the wick as well. So we have a couple targets right there, here and here. So if we can stay in the upper portion of this 1 hour gap, it's 9:30. Checking out Asia and London lows. But my focus is on this 15-minute gap right here. And you have a couple 5-minute ones right here as well. But for me, a lot of the time, since we kind of have our levels marked now, let's go on the 4 hour up here. Drop to a 1 hour on here. Let's watch this 15-minute right here. Right, see that 1 hour? We swept these lows, so we can mark that. But if there's strength, right, if they are accumulating here, smart money, then we want to see, I want to see this 1 hour gap. I'd like to not even see it trade down below the consequent encroachment, right? I'm thinking about trying to get an entry somewhere close or below midnight open price. But what I typically do is, if I'm depending on if this bigger chart right here on the right is my like execution chart, right? It's where I do all the executions and kind of focus on my entries. These are here for reference, right? To kind of get a nice overview on price, because you don't want to be locked in. You want to be framing your trades on at least 3 different time frames. So that's why I have it set up the way I do. And generally, if I'm going to enter on like let's say this is like a 5-minute or a 15-minute, right? Then I want to see a market structure shift or a breaker structure on my middle time frame. That's going to keep me from trading against the institutional order flow. So, but if we can get a nice 5-minute entry, then that'll be good. Because you do have a high right here that we've broken the upside on. And if we can close above these gaps right here, right, that'd be great. And we have kind of like a low resistance liquidity around right here. All these highs. Let's just see how it goes. Because if we can close above this premium array, you disrespect it, then so we got an opening gap we just filled in here on the regular trading hours. But yeah, all these highs right here and this high right here. Everyone who's been short all morning, their stops are probably up here. They've been trailing it maybe. So in theory, if we were to go to the upside, right, this would kind of be your AMD. You have your accumulation right here, all this. You have your manipulation to the downside here. And you distribute higher. Right, that would be power 3 for the day for this daily candle right here. So we have a high time frame point of interest, liquidity sweep. And if we can show signs of disrespecting these arrays, then. All right, so on the 5 minute, we just closed above all these. Yeah, I'll take a trade if the setup pops up. But don't get upset if I get locked in on the chart and don't look at the chat. I got it pulled up on the other monitor, but I'm looking at, I'm locked in. Even like a 1 minute, right? Straight up so far. Back 15. We've kind of touched up into this new day opening gap here. What's up, Tyrese? SMT in the daily chart. Where? These highs right here. Loving contract banger. Yeah, that was like the most amount of contracts I ever held. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really consider SMT until we form like a swing point, you know? But even if it's showing like this high's been taken out, I mean, ES could just be leading, right? And NQ still lagging behind a bit. So doesn't mean we can't take this high out just because ES has already done it, you know? I'm not going to fight this. It's been straight buying since August 8th. There hasn't been a down day yet, so why fight it? I'm really only interested in longs and getting in sync with all this. You know, I don't want to short any short. If you are gonna take a scalp short, just don't overstay your welcome. You know, because I'm looking for those retracements to get bought back up or um, continue the expansion higher, right? However you want to view it. But yeah, I'm really interested in this 15-minute close. I'm not gonna jump the gun and long, right? That's another thing. Like instead of just trying to catch a reversal every single time, wait for the reversal to play out, and then you can just catch the continuation off that, right? That way you have supporting evidence. All right, so there is a 5-minute gap now, right here. I'm watching that on my other screen. Let's see, get over. Yeah, Philip, when you're in those low resistance runs or those runs that take a while, especially on a lower time frame, just chop. It just kind of, it's like, for me, it's not even worth it. It just kind of drains your mental capital, right? But in this game, it's just 99% waiting and then, or 90% waiting, 10% executing. So ES has equal highs. If you go look at the 15-minute, right here, I'd consider like all this, you know. So equal highs here, here, more highs here. This is that low resistance run, right? All these we were talking about earlier. The 15-minute. So we're touching into 8:30 midnight open. So I like the way it's set up, right? Consolidation, we kind of swept these lows from overnight, right? We've taken out previous session lows, Asia and London. If I can get a long down here, we're buying at a discount of the morning if I'm bullish for the day, right? I'm buying in this daily candle wick, close or below to midnight open. And I like how on the 1 hour, we have yet to even enter the lower half of this discount array or fair value gap below. Yeah, I'm with Tyrese. If you like the streams, just drop a like. Get a like train going. Got about almost 300 people in here, and that's awesome. All right, so nice thing about 10 o'clock, right? Like I always say, that's when the new 4-hour candle opens, and as well as the 1 hour. So this 15-minute just closed above new day opening gap and this imbalance here, right? So what I would like to see I like to see some kind of retracement down into that, go higher. You can see how though we've touched into these opening prices here. All right, I'm about to log in. Shit, hold on. Two-factor. Don't be hacking my shit, guys. All right. Let's see if we can get some kind of retracement, right, to go long. Yeah, don't dox me. I hope I didn't just fuck myself showing that code, but what's up, Joe? I'm gonna try and keep up with the chat, but like I said, if I'm gonna try and lock in on. So we need to change this to inversion, right? On the 15-minute. Yeah. Make sure I got it in. Yeah, percent. Okay. Hopefully this will act, or I'm looking for this to act as an inversion level. And the nice thing about it is it's overlapped with this 5-minute imbalance, right? In a discount between this candle's low, this candle's high, that dealing range there. But I'm watching, right? Go 5-minute. ES equal highs. And Q still got that low resistance run. I just don't want to chase, right? I'm more interested in getting a retracement. Better entry. And I'm hoping that these opening prices might act as a speed bump, right? For price to retrace lower and then continue higher. And if not, maybe even this gap above could do that, right? And it aligns with the bottom of this daily volume imbalance as well. So it's kind of thinking out loud. But if it moves without me, then that's fine, right? I don't see anything in here that I would have liked to long either. Because what's built up below here, right? Some lows. So it could want, eventually maybe get that soup 5-minute entry. And if I miss the run, right, I'll just wait for some kind of retracement continuation. So I feel like this motherfucker just gonna run. That's what it's been doing. It's kind of annoying, but pull up regular trading hours. Right, we've filled in that little new day opening gap, right? And maybe this will just be continuation of this run. If we do continue. We have clear targets to the upside, right? We go back on the daily. Right here, above the bodies, this swing, and then this wick. And if we really want, we could probably cut this in half, this wick, as well as another target. But still look at the 4 hour. It's kind of 9 minutes till 10 o'clock. Still just kind of in that range, but it's starting to move, right? And I have a nice little narrative that's playing out. Consolidation or accumulation. Manipulate below these lows. Below midnight open. If I can get some kind of continuation off this, then that'd be great. I've never traded Forex, but I like futures because of the centralized exchange. It just kind of seems more professional, in my opinion. But like the main thing that I like from like that's played out so far is the sweep of these equal lows. And the drop below midnight open, right, into this discount array. And the fact that we've not even traded to the 50% of it, the consequent correction of it yet. So I'm watching. Right? So ES just took out these highs. Right? NQ still has some highs left. But now it kind of looks like relative equal highs, you know? And if that 5-minute market structure shift, if you wanted to call it that, wasn't enough, right? We have a 15-minute one right here up this high. See? Right here. But like I said yesterday, just because I can kind of get a read on where it wants to go, I'm not going to chase it, right? I'm going to wait for my setup. I'm going to wait for it to come back to my levels. And if it doesn't, then it's going to run without me. But like, compare this so far to what we saw yesterday, right? Yesterday was just a mess in the morning, and then it just started kind of spooling higher. Today we had some clear, clear lows, clear structure, clear narrative, a discount array we traded into. A lot easier read, right? Those are the days that I like, and I feel way more comfortable putting on a trade versus trying to force something on a Monday with no news. We don't have any news today either, but at least we have some kind of clear structure in the market. we want, we can go watch a 1 minute chart, right? We've cleared out all this low resistance liquidity, right? That we talked about in the 15 minute just now. Got this high. And now I'm thinking again, right? That little volume imbalance, the upper portion is this dark red line right here. If you want, we can label that. Volume balance daily. But yeah, a little gap here. Nice confluence with midnight open right here. She juicy today. Why 8:30 and midnight open? Because 8:30 is when the news embargo lifts. I use those as kind of like a barometer for the morning. Like, are we in a, depending on my bias, are we in a deep discount for the morning? 8:30 opens below midnight open. If I'm bullish, in my eyes, that's deep discount for the morning. And I want to try and position myself in that daily candles wick, right? If you think about it. Although they kind of opened up side by side today, so. But what's the first pool liquidity they got ran right after 8:30? Sell side, right? These lows. 8:30 opens, boom. So now what's it seeking? It looks like it's seeking buy side, right? Above this high, above these highs. Maybe even eventually above. I guess I don't know why you can't see it. These highs. There you go. These highs over here. But yeah, the 8:30 midnight open stuff is covered in the 2022 mentorship. Yeah, check out ES. It's just straight up. Yeah, what's the theme been? It's just been consolidation, expansion, right? So if we start to expand out of this again. Yeah, if we don't get a piece of this move, right? Hopefully, maybe we could create some equal highs here and then retrace some and get an entry off that. If not, right? No big deal. There's always another bust that's gonna come. You just gotta be patient and wait. But the fact that we can outline it, right? The fact that we can sit here and outline what I want to see. Okay, equal low swept, respecting that proportion of this fair value gap, invalidate this premium array, close above, right? New day opening gap, all that stuff, and then paint a picture. Right? We took out sessions lows. Like the fact we can sit here and outline it, and then it still play out, even though we didn't take a trade, right? Just gives me confidence that I'm reading the market like correctly, and that I'm in sync with it. You know, so if a setup does present itself later on in the session, my confidence is going to be up because I got to read on what it wants to do. But to be able to read it like that, right? To be able to get a read on it like I did, you got to sit here and watch it play out. These types of days play out like over and over and over and over and over again. And that's why I think the hardest part is just not giving up. You just got to show up every day, right? But look also where that wick, this candle on the daily, the body where this wick is right at 20,000, like 20,000 and a handle, right? That big figure. So I think that would be a good level that it might want to trade to next, that big figure 20,000 level. If it does want to go higher. All right, respected this 4 hour, 5 seconds till it closes. So now if we do retrace here, we're going to have equal highs. And we've tapped into what? That upper portion or that upper level of the volume imbalance on the daily, right? To the tick, right? High on that candle's 925. To the tick, 925. So if we can push past that, obviously we can get this high. But I'm not really interested in chasing any of this. I'm going to wait for some kind of retracement. If we can get one. But I've liked the way this 4 hour candle came down and then the way it closed, right? Up these lows, dipped into a discount array, respected the upper portion of this. And then obviously neglected all the premium arrays above it, right? 5-minute gaps, all that. Let's see here. We have equal highs here. Right, if I was chasing this, trying to get in on this little move right here to get this high, boom, big, go fuck yourself candle, right? And we just immediately rebalanced this 1 hour range, right? You can see, came down, hit the top of this. What's the high in that candle? 79.25. The low so far is 79.25. So to the tick, immediately rebalance this range, and now it might want to go higher, right? Let's see what happens. I don't know if lo-fi beats are copyrighted. If you guys can find me some like non-copyrighted music, but I'd rather not take the risk, But look at what YM is doing. Nothing. Yeah, I live in Charleston, South Carolina. So far, ES has taken this high. And Q has still not, but I think it's pending, honestly. You draw. So if it wants to go higher here, it's going to have to disrespect this. I'm more focused on the higher time frames, right? Just because I'm looking at a 1 minute, I'm not thinking, oh, market structure shift, displacement, right? I'm looking to see where when this higher time frame 10-minute candle or 10 o'clock candle opened, right? It opened, kind of pushed up a bit, and then came down. And what did that do? It immediately rebalanced this range right here to prevent a fair value gap from forming. So they might want to come down again, sweep this low, right? Tap into these opening prices. Or it could just push right through and disrespect, right? It'd be nice if we could get a run lower of some sort. But then we start getting into the territory of, okay, well, if we do that, right? This 5-minute candle did close inside this fair value gap. But if it's going to come down here, right, into a discount, then it's probably going to have to disrespect this discount array. And so that would kind of worry me, right, and taking a long. And we do have SMT at these highs so far with ES here and here, right? But I'm not trying to call a top, obviously. I just want to see what it wants to do. Instead of zooming in, let's kind of zoom out here. Because there is an imbalance here on a minute. It's an OTE. I like that new opening gap actually, and how it lines up with 6-2 retracement level right there. So if I did take that long on the new opening gap, right, we have this balance here. We also have nice little overlap. So if price did want to come down, right, gonna fight through this imbalance, this previous session lows, right, that level as well. But honestly, like this candle right here, it's looking kind of like a breaker. Because you have your low, high, lower, low, and it's now validated that. Inside that breaker, right? Mark this out too, so I know. And it might get a little messy. I apologize. But I'm just trying to stack the confluences in my favor, right? Yeah, I honestly don't mind sitting in silence because honestly I trade in silence most of the time, but I'll put on music here and there. But now it's kind of just meddling around inside this breaker. So what you want to see is this, right? You want to see that get, if we're going to go higher, you want to see that get disrespected there. Off this breaker, this purple area. Go look on the 15-minute, right? This up close candle here. Draw it out. Looking kind of sketchy. So like right at 9:30, what happened? Straight up, right? So I'm kind of thinking Judas swing maybe, but like I said, I don't want to fight all this, this higher time frame price action. So I can be short biased. I can be bearish biased short term, right? But long term, I'm still thinking higher prices. But 15-minute, this new open gap, I do like that. And look at this 1 hour now. It kind of came back up, right? You look at this wick here. Right, hit the consequent encroachment of this wick. Look at the bodies, respect that right here. So I'll be honest, I'm thinking that was a Judas now. We got the upside move, right? Below those lows, but I probably wouldn't long this 15-minute gap anymore. Just the sheer fact that, yeah, it was up, right? But there wasn't a lot of displacement. Like, boom, you're seeing here, and boom, you're seeing here. And yeah, it's just not looking good. Delete that breaker. We do have relative equal highs, right? So this thing just been up, down. Bruh. 60 handles in a minute and 30. We just erased this entire move that took what? 24 minutes in like a minute 30. Yeah, I'm just sidelined. The SMT, right? Yeah, that wick, man. The consequent encroachment of that wick. We do have equal highs, and it's kind of, look at the price action like inside this gap. Once we kind of get into it, it's just chopping around it. This volume imbalance on the daily. I'm gonna delete and kind of clean up some stuff here. Tap back into this 1 hour again. And anyone who went long in the morning, right? These equal lows right here. And like, I don't feel comfortable longing like sell side of the curve either, But let's see what happens. Right. ES just took this level out actually. Go look in the 15-minute or the 5-minute. So now this level's been taken out on ES. We still have left it on NQ. So if that's the case, we do have these equal highs still up here on NQ if we are going to react out of that. There is a tiny little fair value gap there. But just see, right? It's kind of just chopping. The range is nice. It's not really running in a single direction, I'm just looking for those days that just like to run. Position myself in those. Take parcels along the way as it expands. Look at the volatility on the 1 second. Are you still on the 1 second chart? Get on the tick charts. But yeah, no, the crazy. Can't believe I'm on a 1 second on stream. Nobody screenshot that. So I'm just watching this level to see if NQ wants to take it out like ES did. Why I'm still chopping. The FOMO getting to me? Not really. Because I know, like, realistically, like, what kind of moves, kind of setups do I want, you know? If it's not my setup, then it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it is no news. If it's just going to sit and chop around this daily volume imbalance, then so be it, right? But I am interested if we can get longs up to these equal highs, right? That'd be nice. But like at this point, I'd like to see it take this level out. Right? For everyone who went long right at 9:30 open and just spooled higher, I'd like to see it take that out first. Doesn't have to, right? Because you can have SMT at the lows here and here, here. But so what I'm noticing now is you kind of have one, Not working. And they get rid of the snappy. And they got rid of the snap for the highlighter. Well, 1, 2, and if we can get a third drive down into that, right? I'll be honest, I kind of prefer the later AM setups, like trade around like 10:30, get in around like 10:30. Because you've had time to kind of see like what the morning's going to be like. I did kind of skip through ICT's like live stream from yesterday. And one thing he was saying about the Jackson Hole Symposium was that the price action and during that week just likes to re-deliver on the move that just occurred, right? So if we go up, it likes to re-deliver back down. And if we go up again, it's going to, and since we went down right here, it likes to re-deliver back over that. So that's, I'm kind of just keeping that in mind. Just watching that play out. But for longs, right, if we were going to redeliver and maybe take out these equal highs, my focus is on this gap right here. Now we have SMT, right, with ES and NQ. For those asking about the Jackson Hole Symposium, right? When you have this event, just something I caught from his stream when I kind of skipped through it yesterday. He was talking about how the moves, price action during that week, it likes to just basically come back on the move that just occurred, right? So that's what we saw yesterday in the AM session. All right, if we go back to like the 5-minute from yesterday, that's all it was doing. Down, up, down, up, right? Kind of popped up a little bit, down, up, just consolidated, and then it started to kind of spool real slow. And then like the final 10 minutes of the day had like almost 100 handle run, 90 handles. But that's kind of what we've seen today too. Right, down, up, down. And like those are like, I don't want to get chopped up in that. So, but I am watching. Maybe we can get some kind of tiny little scalp. But if you guys enjoy the stream, drop a like, drop a comment. Helps me out. Helps the channel grow. Yeah, I mean, we have FMC minutes. I would honestly, the AM, if you're going to get something tomorrow, right? I want to get it early in the morning because then come around 11, probably run into some chop until you have that 2 o'clock FOMC minutes release at 2 right here. Let's see here. Look at the 5-minute, right? It's just back and forth action right here. But when it does this, right, it kind of stutters below, right above liquidity pool like this, and it takes it. I like when it forms these highs right here, right? I like when it forms some kind of structure, because if it does come down, right, and we can break this high or invalidate these imbalances on the move down, right? That'll give me something to play off of to the upside, right? I'm kind of anticipating. Same with this gap, right? The fact that we respect it on the way down, lower, if we can disrespect it, I like when you see a gap that's been respected previously, right, get invalidated, because that's when you have the high probability inversions. If a gap's been respected previously on the way down and we invalidate it, right, then when it comes back to it and trades back to it, it gives you even more confidence that we respected it previously, so we will likely to respect it on the way back up. We hit the CE of that 1 hour imbalance here. Swept some lows. All these equal lows. 930 open lows. And so now I'm really watching these gaps. This gap right here. I can draw it out for you guys. If it does want to reverse, can it get above that? Because there's no more SMT at these lows, right? But YM's kind of looking a little perky. Yeah. YM's kind of getting a little active. Thanks, Simon. Anybody know how often the Jackson Hole Symposium comes throughout the year? I feel like I only see that a few times a year, if that. I think it's like a one-off event. Yeah, annually. There you go. Look at YM. Yes. NQ. And I have this almost like 3 drives. 1, 2, 3 into the sell side pool, right? And I'm watching the 15-minute, right? The wicks it's been printing. We're in this higher time frame array still. Took out sell side. Like I said, I'm watching this. Both these imbalances here. More of this one first, right? We had to get through this one first. If we're thinking longs to the equal highs up here. If it is, right, gonna roll back over what the move that just happened. Here to here. Right? So, all right, so we tapped into it. But yeah, we'll do the stream till like 11:30, a whole nother hour, depending on the price section. It's not bad right now, you know. It's just it hasn't been one sided, you know. But I'm still thinking I like trading. I like longs because of the order flow, right, on the higher time frame, versus trading against it. I just want to see evidence of that, you know. If it wants to keep going lower, then it's gonna go lower, right? Probably go without me. You got to keep in mind this low right here is also a 4-hour low, right here. All right, give me like a few minutes. I'm gonna get some water. Go to the bathroom real quick. Yeah, you remember last time I got up in the bathroom, it moved without me yesterday. Making sure. Are you trying to riz me up? Zoom out. Let's zoom out here for a second, huh? 4 hour. 1 hour. All right, so we've now dipped into the lower half of this value gap, which is what you don't want to see, right? Check the 4 hour, see where it's at inside that one. Just hit the consequent encroachment of the 4 hour almost. But I'll be honest, the fact that we couldn't stay above the 1 hour, I don't like. So we got, if we do come back to a discount, right, from this low to this high, kind of lines up with that big level over here on the daily, equal highs. Also kind of lines up with the terminus of the projections, right? Gold. Let's see how it reacts in here, right? -2, -2.5. Get another little 1 hour imbalance right here. What's up, Elijah? Yeah, I remember the name. I got some lows over here. I just started doing the live streams yesterday, actually. This is my second one. Yeah, I was just seeing how I like the live streams, Brady. Uh, just you never know if you like something until you try it, right? So that's kind of why I'm here. All right, little imbalance here. Not really too focused on it though. I'm just curious. I'm just more paying attention to the projections, right? Kind of retraced off that, but you still have these equal lows right here. The 15-minute. What's up, George? Yeah, the live streams will continue. Um, I mean, I'm planning on doing it every day this week if they go well. No, no trades today yet. I didn't take one yesterday either. The move didn't really happen until I logged off. Went to the gym at like 11:30. But yeah, this red line equilibrium of here to here, right, of this dealing range. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit though. This. Then we got more people than yesterday in here. We got three. I'm seeing 340. That's awesome. If you guys enjoy the stream, let me know. If you can't see the candles, let me know. I know my camera's in the way. Or just camera's over here. Maybe I can make it smaller or move it. Let's go check. Let's look at what's going on. All right, we got SMT at the highs. 15 minutes till 11. We did reach up into that volume imbalance. Cleared this high on ES. Haven't cleared it yet on Q. You're a Forex trader? I know a lot of people watch. Sorry, I've just started. I had the chat minimized. Don't get mad if I have it minimized and get locked in, because I'll try and answer people's questions though. I'm at peace right now. I mean, I'm just waiting on something that's A plus popping off the chart at me, right? If I can frame it 50-50, if I can build a bullish case and a bearish case for what price is doing currently, then I won't take the trade, right? Like up here, right? Up here, this FVG, We still had these equal highs, right? It hit the top of this volume imbalance, the tick, came down, 5 minute. And we were meddling around in this 5 minute FVG, right? But we did close below the consequent encroachment, you know? So that could have been a warning sign right here, like it blue. Hey, you know, this is looking a little weak, right? So when we came up in here, right, I want to see how we react. I'm not trying to call a top, especially when we've just been up, right? So that's one of the reasons why I'm not trying to call a top. I'm not trying to catch the reversal right at the beginning, right? I'll wait for the continuation. So I could frame a trade, you know, it seemed 50-50 to me. It could react off this and go lower, right, into a discount. And I wanted to see if it was going to do that. We had a 15-minute imbalance down here, you know? Yeah, like if the setup's not jumping off the chart at you, like right now, all right, I'm getting like a little feeling, you know? Like look at this 1 hour wick printing. It looks like it's coming back up to close inside this gap. We did touch into this one down here, you know? So this is like clear structure. But you have this 5 minute gap here, you know? So I'm waiting. Wrong thing. Because this run into this gap right here on the 5 minute, I want to see what happens when we touch into that. Because yeah, we have a market structure shift in the 1 minute, right? But like I said, I'm waiting for. I generally like to have market structure shifts on my middle time frame that I'm watching before I think about doing anything. You know? Because this could just be a soup to go lower. Think about it. This 5 minute high is this 1 minute high right here. So it could just be a soup above this high to go lower, right? So that's my bearish bias. I'm thinking out loud. That could be a case bearish. But bullish could be, okay, market structure shift. Fair value gap. Go long, right? But it's still 50-50 in my head. So I'm not going to take the trade. Because I can paint a picture for both. And we're still on this sell side of the curve, you know? So I want to see. I'm not trying to call tops or bottoms. I'm waiting for that continuation play. It's clean. If we can disrespect this on the 5 minute. We got about 20 seconds. And we did hit into this new week opening gap right here. And this 15-minute range just got immediately rebalanced right there. I'm thinking, all right, is this new week opening gap acting as a speed bump now, just for a nice retracement to get short, right? Let's say we do come down here and go higher, right? I'll wait for the market to show me this. Then I'll take the continuation after, right? We have a reversal, you know? I'm not saying this is what it's going to do. I'm just saying if this does play out, right? Then I'll wait for the continuation somewhere up here to get back to these equal highs up here, you know? I don't have to catch the whole, I don't need this entire move to make money. I can get in up here and still get a trade, right? 100 handles. It's like the same scenario, framing at 50-50. as we had right here. It's just been back and forth. We got about 10 minutes. So it's in that macro window, right? It's 10:50 to 11:10, top of the hour, first of the hour. So let's see, right? We're talking about this fair value gap. Just see what happens. This high, 5-minute fair value gap here. Just put on. Mhm. I know we talked about the dollar like briefly. If we pull up the dollar on the weekly, right? Remember those levels? Bottom of this wick, or bottom of the lowest body, consequent encroachment of the wick, and then below, right? It's if you go on like the 4 hour, like it just looks like it's reaching for that. So if this is a buy program, right? I'm looking at these imbalances, see if they want to invert, right? I'm looking on the sell side of the curve. I want to see how does price use those on the buy side of the curve if we are going to go higher. But yeah, look at this. We have 5 minutes, right, till this 1 hour closes. If it can get back above consequent encroachment and close above, like the 4 hour. Because up here, these highs, everyone who saw this move, right? This move down, they've been trying to call tops all month. Equal highs ran through, right? Equal highs ran through. Equal highs. I wonder what's going to happen, right? So I'm always trying to align my lower time frame bias with my higher time frame bias. And that's when you get those quick runs, right? That's going to give me more confidence than just fading it, trying to fade it and force trade a retracement. I'd rather just trade the continuation because this looks like a retracement and maybe we can expand out of that, get the highs. Yeah, this is looking like this got disrespected in my opinion, honestly. It's like it closed outside of it, yeah. Like I said, let's see what happens. If you can't see the candles, let me know. My camera might be in the way. Like I'm not gonna put it down here, but I guess if you want, right, we can. But yeah, if you pull from here to here, -2, -2.5. You use the first leg of displacement, right, for distribution. Doesn't really line up that well, but if you use the first leg or the last leg of manipulation, right? But also, like, you have a low, high, lower, low. So this candle right here, breaker gang. Let's see how it reacts off that. It's just I'm watching this 15-minute here. So if it does want to hit this and go higher, I'll like that. And I'll start looking for longs for equal highs. But if we just run right through this, then that 50-50 scenario I was talking about with this fair value gap just to go lower, right? This is just retracement. Go lower. So I'm waiting to see. I don't want to just call a bottom or a top. I'm watching. All right, midline of this. Can we even get to the consequent encroachment of that? We can't. That's showing strength. We're inside this breaker. If you want to put on the midline of the breaker, right? Just tapped into it. See. I'm watching this gap right here. Doesn't want to get above that. Yeah. The 5 minute. Look at that wick right there on the 5 minute, right? I don't like that. Let's see what happens. But even like the reaction off the consequent encroachment on the 1 minute, see that? Of this 1 hour fair value gap? It's it. And this candle right here, this 1 minute, overlapping with the 5 minute and the 1 minute imbalance here, right? Give it some time, see what it wants to do. We can invert this. Came down into a discount, right? Below 50%. And the fact that this 5 minute, right? We closed above the 50% of it, consequent encroachment. I like that for longs. Now I want to see evidence of it. Look where this 1 hour closed. It's not the cleanest, but you know. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Still in that macro. 10:50 to 11:10. No, I haven't taken any trades yet. How do I cope with chat and bias? I kind of just block out everyone else's opinions. No offense. But that's why I wanted to try these streams out anyways, you know? I've my first time doing it. Seeing how I like it. Like if it was too much, if it was like too much and it was overwhelming, then and it was affecting me, then I'm, you know, then maybe I wouldn't do the streams anymore. But it's been fine so far. Man, this hoe. I mean, I just know what I'm looking for. So, like other people's analysis doesn't really get to me anymore. Not like it used to. That's another reason though. Like I think Discord rooms could be somewhat harmful because you have a bunch of people all giving their thoughts and analysis, right? And it's just gonna mess up your own conviction. You might think, oh, they're studying more than me, they know more than me, right? It'll make you second guess yourself. There's a 15-minute imbalance up here above this. It's high right here. It's kind of just bouncing around between these PD arrays. So wait for it to tip its hand. I do feel though, like if it was gonna drop, I'm still just watching this as well, trying to see if it even wants to get down below the consequent encroachment. It's tapped up into the 50% of this one, right? Numerous times. It couldn't even get down to the 50% of this one. So far, right? And if you look at the 5-minute, new candle just opened. I know it looks a little messy. Yeah, you could say CE, you could say 50%, you could say mean threshold. Mean threshold's supposed to be for order blocks, consequent encroachments for imbalances, but for like wicks, early gap, stuff like that. But if you say 50%, we all know what you mean. All right, hitting that 50% again. Mm-mm. Like watching paint dry. Like barcoding. Moving to Florida. What's up, Sniper? What's up, Matt? All right, I just put the chat window back up. Look at me. Look at me. Are we watching? We watching. Yeah, it's just trash. My take on no news days. Usually just kind of slow. Today's had some nice range-ish. Like it's still, we still only have a range of 100. What is it? 188 handles on Nasdaq, which in my opinion is kind of small-ish. Like we were having 700 handle days. 500 handle days, 400. I like 400 handle days used to be the norm a few years ago, back when the Ukraine stuff started. I got ICT's laugh. Nah. Handles and ticks. Handles just $1 movement, and every dollar is made up of a quarter, right? 70, 70, 25, 70, 50, 70, 75, and 71, right? Four handles and four ticks in one handle. Four ticks make up one handle. Four quarters make a dollar. That's all it is. And futures, you just call them something different. Then you can say a point. Four ticks to a point. A point just means like one handle. Like, bro, look at this. All right, we know we're in a breaker. I'm just going to delete that. Yeah, bro, this is the best PA I've ever seen. Trying to entice me in, man. I ain't falling for that. I mean, early on the week, right? This could be. Let's kind of just get a nice little bearing check real quick, right? 5 minute chop. No, still, it'd be great, right? I could see a run above this 5 minute high, which would be this high, right? I would view that as like my middle time frame, like market structure shift, you know. And that would get me right excited for these up here. No, but Just gotta be patient. Sit through this. You made $1 gazillion? Let me get some. My time limit? I usually trade from 8:30 to 11:30. And usually by like 11:30, the move's pretty much done, which is what you're kind of seeing here so far. But start of lunch, like yesterday, literally beginning of lunch is when this move kicked off, and I was at the gym or on the way to the gym already, so I missed that. Can you guys see this still? Jack, no, it's free. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Sorry, I had the chat window minimized, and I sometimes miss stuff. How long have you been trading? Are you a mentorship student or YouTube? I've been trading since college. I'm 26. I graduated 2020. But I started like everybody else. I had Robinhood on my phone, trading options on like $1,000 account, like walking around. Part's boring. Want to hear my story? My life story? Ah, man, I'm waiting. I want to see this disrespected. I swear, why I'm doing the inverse of whatever the other indices do. I am down. Can we get a pump on NQ? Look at that. Gimme. Sketch, you have equal lows right here, but all right, your boy just went long. Your boy just went long. Why? Because we couldn't even get consequent encroachment of this gap, right? Came down into a discount, disrespected this. I'm just hoping it's not a little AMD, accumulation, manipulate me to go long and then fuck me, right? But we'll see. I'm liking the 5 minute so far-ish, although ES is looking kind of sketch. It'll be a small L. I'm trading small size anyways. And you got SMT right now at 5 minute lows on ES. So if we can hit this, I'll go break even on the stop. But it's still just looking kind of sketch, Hoping I don't get chopped up. Why there? Oh shoot, look who's in here. So I got long here because we came up and disrespected this 5 minute for this 1 minute for value gap, right? But I'm also thinking, right? Let's see. My boy's in here. Now I gotta lose in front of him, right? Yeah, no, I gotta stay on point now. The big man's here. But yeah, like long term, right? I'm still trying to align my lower time frame bias with the higher time frame, right? So we've had this breaker form. It's been supporting price. Draw the midpoint out. My stop's below the midpoint. It's just, the only thing I don't like is how close we are to lunch. We've been seeking sell side, you know. We'll see. He says, sit up straight, look him in the eye. ICT, thank you for coming by and watching. But yeah, so what I do like now, if we go look at a 5 minute, let's make this the 5 minute. We can clear this high, right? I like that we've cleared that high on a 5 minute chart, right? And the fact that we've kind of disrespected the upper portion of this 5 minute imbalance kind of had me leaning, you know, if kind of had me leaning a little bit bullish, right? It's looking good so far. You can see the body's almost respecting the midpoint of that imbalance right there. So I do like that, right? I wasn't going to try and get greedy on some kind of little entry. If you just wanted to close above, and then right when it came down on this candle, I got long. But let's see. It's hitting, again, the midline of this 1 hour imbalance right here. And I'm a little nervous that it might want to immediately rebalance this 1 hour range and then drop on me. But I'm sticking with it. But yeah, like my long-term draw will be these equal highs up here that I think the volume imbalance just kind of engineered. But let's see. Let's see if I can make Michael proud here. Remember that 1 hour immediate rebalance. Looking sketch, but let's just kind of see what happens at that level. But also, like, another thing, the Jackson Hole Symposium, I caught like a little clip of ICT's stream yesterday talking about how the price action during that week likes to run itself over, right? Retrace on itself. You kind of saw that this morning, right? Up, down. So I'm thinking we might be able to do it again, but let's see, right? It would be my honor to take an L in front of Michael. Just slow though, honestly. But yeah, thank you again for stopping by, Michael. I don't know if you want me to call you Michael or ICT, but if we go look at ES real quick, right? You do kind of have some kind of SMT going on right here. Oh, wait. Yeah. This low and this low, right? So I kind of like that, but it's still just choppy. I'd love to see it clear this high. And if we can get up to this level, right, that's been respected on the way down and invert it, that'd be great. Michael says, focus on the stream. All right, I got the chat muted. This is only my second day doing this live. I didn't take a trade yesterday. This is the first trade I've taken on stream ever, at least publicly. All right, so this 5 minute gap, I'm still I want to manage it on this middle time frame, but let's see here. Go ahead and let's extend these out. And let's just see if we can get a 2R, right? I like the reason I have my target here. You go on a 15-minute real quick. You have a imbalance right here on the 15-minute. Let's make it blue. Let's make it purple. All right, you have a 15-minute imbalance right there. So I'm kind of watching that. I'm not jamming my stop anywhere. I'm gonna give it some room. It's still choppy. But the 5-minute, right? If we go back to the 5-minute right here, I don't like how it did that off the immediate rebalance on the 1 hour. I don't like that. But we're sticking to it. And also this candle right here, what is this? Right? You have your low, high, lower low. And it's broken above that. I'm watching that now. It's getting a little messy, but I'm going to take off this. I'm going to take off this. Let's see what happens. Why in the problem child's taking out its equal lows. But I've, as usual, kind of always doing its own thing recently. But yeah, I'm in with low size than I normally do, just because of the conditions. Later in the morning, choppy action up in here. And there is no news today. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll hide everything, right? Just to see, just to get a read on what's going on. Because if you have too much stuff on your chart like that, it looks like shit. So you have these highs right here. You've respected some discount arrays, broken above this high, breaker. Holding it. I don't want to trail my stop just yet to break even. But I think I'm going to now that we've put in this low off this breaker once we hit this level right here, this inversion level. I'll just trail it basically to like 800. Come on, I want to see it close above here. But if I put my stop, I don't want to jam it too much, right? Because you have this down close candle here that you want to dip into, as well as this 5-minute balance, right? All right, sorry, I just pulled the chat back up. ICT said, slow down when you are calling attention to levels or points of reference. Your audience will be able to track you better. Sorry, yeah, my brain moves at like 1,000 minutes per second sometimes, so. Yeah. Stop moving with speed. What I do want to do is move my stop, take like 50% of the risk off here. But I know, like, for majority of people, I said it yesterday, there's like 3 types of people who like to come on streams like this, right? There's people who want to learn, right? They're here to learn. And I think that's most people. There's people who want to be entertained, right? Take a trade, show me something. And then there's people who just want to see you fail and talk shit, right? I don't think that's most people, but there's people like that out there. So but my stop, I like where it is, right? Below this candle's body, this down close candle. So it's digging back into that right now. I'm just going to be patient with it. But ES is looking like it's kind of coming down, so. And that immediate rebalance on the 1 hour is not looking too good either. But we did clear out some lows right here, so let's see what happens. Yeah, it's not looking good. But I did decrease my risk, so. I do feel good about that. Let's see what happens, right? 11:30. I guess this 1 minute candle will decide our fate. Yeah, it's looking like a stop. Boom. Stopped. That was about an $800 loss. Now let's see now. Let's kind of clean it up a bit and see what's going on. Yeah, I was hoping this wasn't like a little AMD scenario, right? But you do have this immediate rebalance, but also all these wicks down here. It's just looking, hoping I didn't trail my stop too soon. Because now it's looking like these lows continue lower, right? But usually like 11:30 is when I kind of stop anyways. Let's hide this. But if we draw that breaker back out, right? I'm just hoping I didn't get ticked out. Yeah, we'll see how this move plays out. This little area right here, and then probably just call it for a morning. So while I went long here, let's see. All right. Well, one reason I liked this area, right? You had a break above here, right, on the 1 minute, right? That kind of caught my attention as like a little market structure shift. But it wasn't enough, right? It still was 50-50 in my head because you had fair value gap here on the 5 minute that I was thinking, okay, this could just be a turtle soup, not a market structure shift to go lower. So I wanted to see, is there evidence, right? If it's 50-50, if I can paint a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario, and in my head, right, and it's not one-sided for the price action or for the move I'm looking for, then it's probably not high probability, right? And so let me just get rid of all this. We did hit off this 1 hour imbalance, but I wanted to wait. I didn't immediately buy this fair value gap here because it was still 50-50, right? I want to see evidence of that holding, or I want to see some kind of evidence. So we also had the breaker. So inside that breaker, a fair value gap. I'm just hoping I didn't trail my stop too early and get ticked out by like it was below this low. So, but yeah, I wanted to see, right, this 1 minute get disrespected. So we have a 5 minute fair value gap, but inside that there's a 1 minute one right here. And when we closed above, right, on this candle, I bought long on this down close candle when we came back into here, right? So if I put on executions, you can see that, right? Boom, right here, market order 3. And then once we broke above this high, right, and formed this swing low right here, that's when I trailed my stop break even below this low. And it looks like I got tagged, at least for the moment, out, right? Decrease some risk. And I might have done it too early. But if it ends up going lower, right, my stop was down here, then it was the right decision because the trade idea is null. We don't get up here. So but yeah, like talking it out, right? That's why I think journaling is important. Going back and reviewing what you might have done wrong. We're still meddling around in this 5 minute gap, you know? But yeah, we'll give it like, I'll give it like 15 more minutes and then I'll probably go grab lunch. And I might check back in the PM session, right? But the trade idea was this: long off the inversion, stop below the lows. I was trying to get a 2R up here in this 15-minute imbalance. Ended up trailing stop below here. Might have been too early, too soon to tell, right? Hasn't played out yet, but got tagged out right here. And I did say I was going to trail it, break even once we hit this, but I ended up doing it before that, so. But honestly, getting stopped out like that, probably the best thing that could happen, right? Taking an L in front of everybody on the second stream ever. Probably one of the best things that could happen. Get it out the way. Yeah, Rehab, this is only my second time streaming. I did one yesterday, but it was just chop. So I didn't. The move happened after I closed the charts around like 11:30. But now you got like, now it's just been ass. Like look at the 5 minute on indices, right? Now you have these lows. And I might have trailed it too soon. Maybe some form of displacement would have been nice before getting long. So I don't have to sit through all this, you know? But if it does come down here, right, and sweep the lows, then I took some risk off the table. Got stopped out, yeah. But my target, right? Maybe I would have parceled off like 2 here, held a runner for the highs up here, right? Equal highs up here. So that's the only trade I've taken all day, right? That's it. So let's just watch now. We'll give it till like 11, maybe 12. Is Michael making it harder to settle on decisions? Nah. I think it definitely got the chat excited. I wouldn't say I moved my stop early because of you. But yeah, like I said, this is only my second stream ever, and I wanted to see how I liked it. What's my take on prop firms? Yeah, look at that. Damn, man, it got me, man. See, now I was in here, right? Right idea, wrong execution so far. I mean, shoot, if we drag OTE, right? OTE, bang. And the deviation right here, right? Negative 1/2. Kind of lines up with this 15-minute imbalance up here. So, oh, he says note the breaker. Yeah, you can see right here. We'll make that. Trading views being a bitch. Right, midline of that comes up, and there is a little imbalance inside that. One thing I guess you could do if you really want to get some kind of crazy R here, stop here, because you have this little wick right here, right? So this range has been ran back and forth, comes up, creates a fair value gap here, almost a 2R, this inversion level. You know, you could get something out of this, but I don't really like having tight stops like that tight, personally. Big Boss says, I'm still in the trade. Did you take the same trade as me? I guess that's a fourth thing too. You have people who come here and want to learn, they want to be entertained, they want to talk shit and see you fail, or maybe they want to copy trade. So I guess there's like four main reasons. Yeah, you have that SMT at the lows. But I'll be honest, like I think it might just chop until 12. Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We got about 350 people in here. But the fact, like, I don't know if Michael's still watching. What I liked was that we couldn't even hit CE for the 50% of this gap, this line right here. We couldn't even hit that on the 1 minute, right? But here we were touching it many, many times. And then once we closed above and invalidated this, I wanted to see that act as a inversion level, right? And so put the midpoint back on. You see the bodies respected here, and I honestly, price action is a bit choppy, yes, but I also probably trailed stop too soon. But I'll be honest, by now, if we came down and came up like this and almost hit this, I would be break even right now anyways. So just not getting a clean run. The runs that I like that. But like I said, I was trading with small size anyways, compared to what I usually do. Just kind of knowing the market conditions and the time of day. It's already late in the AM session, if not already over. But damn, guys, we got ICT in the stream. Still just kind of chugging on the 5-minute. We'll give it like 3 more minutes. And then I'll go grab lunch. What I'm gonna write in my journal, I'm gonna record the R, right, for the day. Only about a half R loss compared to like a full R. But I was also sizing less, so like it's still negative half an R because I lost only like half of what I was risking to begin with. Safe to trade PM session with FMC. I'm probably just gonna call it. I might glance at it, like look, like just the retracement right there. I would have gotten stop break even on that. Honestly, I'm hoping it comes down now to my original stop loss, so I can feel better about taking the L and trailing it, you know. But also like, yeah, look at that. Yeah, it kind of looks. Whoever said 3 drives, kind of looks like that, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Right, and then it's kind of a little dumpy action right here. But it's just back and forth now. If it does want to roll over. Yeah, never hold regrets for a managed exit. I agree. It's all about capital preservation, right? If I can take some risk off the table. But I do appreciate you stopping in, Michael, for real. What's going on, Zeusy? Yeah, we'll watch the lunchtime 11 top of the hour, first 10 of the hour, 11:50 to 12:10. We'll watch that play out. But it looks like, honestly, in my opinion, roll over time. Yeah, what's up, James? Yeah, just took out this low right here. And shoot, if I was still in the trade right here, stop here, I'd be nervous. Like I'd probably be like, oh, I'm getting stopped out. So managed to decrease some risk here. But honestly, if this move right here, if I still have my stop down here and we came up, right? Check out these highs and we got close to this, I would have been at break even right here anyways, below this low. So I would have gotten out break even, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot. What's up, Justin? Yeah, we got a bunch of people in here. Let's clean it. Let's clean it up a little bit. Still kind of just teetering on the top of this breaker here, but it's not looking that clean. Good, man. How are you? Thanks for stopping by, guys. I think this is definitely more people we had than yesterday. Got about 300 something. I think we averaged like 200 something yesterday. But yeah, the more the merrier, right? He said smooth waters invite stones. I never heard that one. It's just chop. We'll give it hard time limit on the stream. We'll give it till 12:10 just to see what's up with the top of the hour macro, if you want to call it that. But honestly, like it just looks like this immediate rebalance on the 1 hour. Digging up into these up close candles here on the 5 minute. Got a 15 minute, same thing, 15 minute. Like look at the wicks on these 15-minute candles. Oh. Digging up into this low. And you can have your low, your high, your low, your higher high. Comes down, hits up into that, right? And now it looks like it honestly wants to roll over. So what would this be right here? Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Michael. Appreciate it. Yeah, bro, I won't lie. When ICT started chatting in the stream and I got long, I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, I'm about to take the L in front of Michael. Nah, but in all seriousness, probably should just called it in the morning anyways when we started doing this. Yeah, like it looked like, honestly, it's looking like ass. So if it does come down to these lows, equal lows right here, manage the exit. But the trade idea, like, if I just walked away from the chart, right, after getting long, I'd still be in, you know. Stop was here, below the midpoint of the breaker. Here. So I'd still be in. It's just at what cost, you know? Like, you're burning hella Minta capital sitting through this. But like taking an L on the stream, first trade on the stream, first L on the stream, probably for the best, right? Get it out the way. All right, so it's in that window now, 11:50, 12:10. Am I trading live every day now? Like I said, I'm probably gonna trade live every day this week. But honestly, this week might not be the best like week to do that, just because of what we got going on. If we look at the news, right, everything's kind of later in the week anyways. This is tomorrow afternoon. And then we have some stuff on Thursday, which I think might be able to get us moving. But then we got Fed Chair Powell the next day. It's just like the best week. Lil Day asked, would you say it was an A+ setup, or you felt like you had to take a trade on stream, especially after not taking a trade yesterday? Probably, I wouldn't say it was an A+. That's why I decreased size, because of the conditions, first off. But there's always like that pressure too. You're like, people are watching me. Like, I want to give them something to watch, you know? But like, that's one of the reasons why I want to try this out. And why I am trading lower size is because I want to see how I manage that feeling with the stream and the chat and all that. So, like I said, you don't know if you like something until you try it. So that's kind of why I'm here. If it becomes too much or do micros, I mean, I can get the same thing. I'll just be paying more in commissions based on how my size is. I'll just be paying more in commissions, trading the same amount of trading more micros to get the same effect, you know. Like three contracts with that stop is small for me. Like 1600 is small for me. Appreciate it, Josh. Yeah, Josh has been posting his stats in the group. He's killing it. Yo, this thing pumping. August's been pretty slow for me. The whole summer's been slow. I think next year I'm just going to take a long ass vacation instead of trying to trade summer and just travel. Honestly, I found my best my consistency was through the roof when I was traveling with my family and we were bouncing around Europe, and I was like not really looking at the charts, but I would like glance at it here and there when I was bored, like on the plane or on a bus or a train, and it kept me from like forcing something. Like I would only be able to look at my phone for a bit or be there for a bit, like at the New York AM session around 9:30, which there it's like afternoonish, and like if it said it didn't jump off the chart at me right then and there, then I would just close it and continue like doing tourist stuff. But and that's like when I had like I was like the most consistent like early on, but I haven't taken trips like that in a minute. So all right, so it's almost 12. Get another 15, and that'll be the cut. I'll go get lunch. Yeah, Joseph says I went to Italy for 2 weeks and passed 2 evals. That's what I'm saying, dude. When you don't like sit here and like a robot and do it, you find it like it's way easier to just say, all right, fuck trading today. I'm gonna go have fun doing something else. But when you could become full time, you feel like you're not putting in work because you're not sitting here looking at the chart. But you gotta remember, like, why do we even do this? Is to have the freedom, right? Like, bro, you can pay for the whole trip in one trade. Like, while you're out there, depending on your size, right? But yeah, it's really kind of just boo-boo right now. It's been, since I got in, it's been almost 45 minutes. Yeah, or double the cost. But still, like the draw is this gap right here, these purple lines. So we just didn't have that that clean run right to it. It's just been chop or back and forth action, right? Until now, right? It's kind of spiked up higher. But I'm not even considering taking another trade, at least not, during lunch like it is right now. But the thing is, we have so far the right, in my opinion, the right draw. Just a little mishap on the execution, but you can see the gap I use, the inversion gap, respect it on the way down, disrespect it, and use it as support on the way up, right? So that's why I talk about, like, when you are looking for these gaps to invert, I like seeing the gaps that have been respected previously come back and disrespected and then used as support. Like, that's what I like. I like to see proof that these gaps have been respected before. Then it gives me even more confidence to use it to the upside or downside if you're bearish. So yeah, it's reaching to that now. Looks like. Gimme! Gimme! What a shame. Boom! Even though I wasn't in it. So that would have netted me like $3,000 if I had been in that. But, instead I took an $800 loss. So I think ICT went to lunch. But yeah, like, don't be so quick. I think the lack of displacement here might have been another sign that maybe I should have waited to enter. But I knew that once we disrespected this, that the likelihood to go higher, right? Especially with the 5 minute, I guess you can't see it anymore, but the 5 minute imbalance too. We closed basically above it, disrespected that proportion, especially on this run up here. I think that was the telltale sign, right? That it was kind of exhausted from this big move down, right? And so now that we've come up in here, let's kind of get rid of some of this stuff. We'll add it back later if we need to. But the draw, right? What's the next draw in my opinion? We have some gaps that can get inverted here. But I'm still looking at these equal highs, right? Let's put a big ol' buy side line up there, right? So it's looking like this now. Yeah, right idea, wrong execution, right? I didn't expect it to kind of meddle around in here and then right at lunch just shoot up. But I guess that's what it did yesterday. So, And at the same time, through all this chop, you had SMT at the lows being formed. How much risk? I risk anywhere between occasionally 2% all the way down to 0.25%, depending on the conditions, if I'm in a losing streak, whatever. Like that was small size for me, so I'd probably on my next trade just do the same thing, right? But if I win that one, I might increase it. But also you got to keep in mind the day of the week. We have news today. What have the conditions been so far? We'll give it another 10 minutes here. Maybe in the next 10 we can get up here, right? But I'm not interested in chasing it. I just want to watch now. So that new day opening gap is that yellow level inside this 15-minute imbalance right here. You can see. So if we were going to come to these highs, right, you'd want these up close candles, right, to be traded through in this kind of a breaker looking thing, right? You have your high, your low, your higher high, right? You'd want to see that fail, right? Or at least maybe act as a speed bump before going higher. The real question is, screw the stream, all right? Screw the price action. What should I get for lunch? That's the real question. I think Gary was in that trade with me, weren't you? Said you took $100 loss. I saw he was saying something. Chick-fil-A? Nah, man, that's Wednesdays. I make breakfast and dinner every day. I like to get out of the house for lunch because otherwise I'm just here all day, every day doing this. So unless I'm going to the gym. I already ate some humble pie, dude. I took an L. What you mean? Go to Husk? I've only been there once. They have a nice selection of whiskey there. We'll give it 5 more minutes. Something sloppy? So let's take a look, right? Those PD arrays that we drew out earlier. And you got anyone in here, right? So you want to see these fail, right? Which we've seen here. They can invert, right? But I'm also more focused on the ones that are in a discount, like this one here. Right. But if you take your fib, right, from the dealing range high to low, right, 6.2 lines up with that new day opening gap, which also lines up with 15-minute imbalance here, the purple lines. There's some confluence up in this level right here for this speed bump so far. Kava, maybe not. No, I don't think in this state. Yeah, like I wanted to see, instead of taking it just straight up off here, because I was still worried that, or not worried, but painting a 50-50 picture from this 5-minute imbalance over here. Right. This might just be a soup of this high to go lower, right? So I didn't want to directly buy it right here. I want to see if this is going to hold, right? And then also see more evidence that premium arrays were being disrespected, you know? So when we came up and disrespected this 1-minute gap right here on this candle, that's where I got in, stop below here. And if I had just kept my stop where it was, right, it would have played out, right? But I tried it too early, got ticked out right here in this candle below this low. See, got in here, ticked out here for like a half-hour loss, and then up, right? But my stop would have been safe if I just kept it where it was. But I can't put the blame on. I won't even say that. Right, I'm the one making decisions, right? Doesn't matter who's in the chat. But yeah, people are like, oh, fair value God. Like, he must think his ego's huge. It's just a play on words, guys. It's not anything serious. And if you can't see that, then you probably aren't. I'm probably not your cup of tea, anyways. So you don't have to be in the stream if it bothers you. I mean, you can go watch somebody else, you know? All right. 2 minutes. Honestly, let's go look at, if we look at the SMT, right? Or there's my SMT chart. Equal low swept and YM. It kind of looks like it's in this buy model now. Equal highs. Yeah. I mean, I think rest of the day, this thing could just kind of trickle up into these equal highs up here. There's SMT up here, right? But that was maybe one of the signs for a move lower. Then you kind of had a reversal here. And instead of trying to catch like the very bottom, I kind of waited on this move up on the 5 minute, the inversion 1 minute to get long, and then got stopped out, treaded a little too tight. And now it's off to the races, it looks like. For now. That's the brief synopsis in case you missed it. Yeah, Church and Union is cool. I honestly think their food's kind of ass. That's just me though. Like all those touristy spots down there by the market are they're good. I just don't go down there a lot. Also hot as fuck outside. But we'll call it here, guys. It's 12:10. I want to thank you guys for coming. Been streaming for about 3 hours now, but we'll be back live tomorrow. We get some lunch. But it was cool. We got Michael in the stream, aka ICT. A couple other friends, Justin, Zusi, all those guys stopped by. Some people from the private group stopping by as always. Thank you guys for coming. Everyone else, thank you. Drop a like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. If you like the stream, subscribe for notifications. We'll be back tomorrow at 9:15. So thank you guys, and I'll see you later.